Welcome to the Space Meatball Ramblecast, Episode 6. In today's episode, we discuss the history of mayonnaise and summertime fashion tips for crazy cat ladies. Here we go! Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Ramblecast. My name is Dan, and this is my wife Brianna. Say
Hello!
Hi. And we're just sitting around having a few beers and wanting to talk to you folks. It's been a while actually since we recorded.
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
Yeah, I had a terrible flu for a while that I think I actually tore my vocal cords or something in my throat for a while because there was a good month that I couldn't speak very well.
Yeah, you sounded like Sling Blade for quite a while.
Which is pretty.
Not saying it's a bad thing.
French fried taters.
No,
Wait.
but it was
No,
way more.
I'm not even doing it right. French. You ain't. No, I can't do it. I think I need more beers before I can do a proper sling blade.
A proper Sling Blade. But anyway, like when your voice was like, you had really like destroyed or bruised your vocal cords or something happened, where like for like your just normal voice was like it was just like really gravelly.
It was bad for a while.
Yeah, and so it took a really long time for it to heal, and so now it finally has healed. And so, hi, we're back, and now we can do this again on the regular.
Yeah. We're drinking, tonight, Founder's Scotch Ale.
Dirty Bastard, yeah. That's one of my longtime favorites.
Do the Scottish accent of Dirty Bastard.
Tonight we're drinking a lovely Dirty Bastard.
If we ever have any Scottish fans.
And I'm really sorry if I butchered that, but it's the best I can do.
It was pretty good. I always used to love, like, when we would drink, we used to drink Newcastle a lot.
God, that was so long ago when I would do that.
Yeah, and in front of my dad, you did the
Newcastle Brown Ale.
You read the whole back of the bottle
in
front of my dad in a Scottish accent. It was very good.
I get the doing accents thing from my mom because she did a lot of voiceovers when I was. See, I was just still doing an accent voiceovers when I was a kid because she did a lot of radio stuff and she would always bring us along and I did some stuff too when I was younger, really really young. But that was just like something that inherently like I grew up hearing and knowing and like how to emulate that. Yeah. So it was just something fun that I can still do.
Yeah, you've always been good at it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not perfect. None of it's ever going to be perfect. Like
I'm sure it would offend whatever culture that you're trying to emulate, but...
It might. But, I can do the best that I can with the cards that I've been dealt, so to speak.
What have we been up to since the last time we recorded?
I think the last one we recorded was with Dave and Rachel. When we were just shit house.
Yes, that was a super drunk episode.
Yeah. That was one of those days where we were not expecting to record and then all of a sudden one of us was like, hey, let's do a podcast.
That was one, where I definitely wanted to have our friends on our podcast.
Right, but somebody, like usually I think...
At the same time...
sorry, go ahead.
No.
No, I think that usually the safer route to also a happy balance of recording a podcast and being... still socially lubricated, so to speak. Definitely do it with beer, not with hard alcohol, because you were like shit hammered with the hard alcohol.
Yeah, I
was
was drinking.
Was it whiskey?
Whiskey neat.
Yeah. So
I was drinking it neat,
and all the rest of us were drinking beers, albeit they were very strong beers, and we were all pretty lit, but not quite on your level.
There was a point when I wanted to do the podcast, and I was all down for it. And then somehow between the journey from downstairs to upstairs into our recording room...
It was like a flip, like something's flipped and you were just...
Something flipped and then all of a sudden I couldn't handle myself anymore. So that's why you guys carried the majority of that entire recording session or episode, whatever you want to call it.
Regardless, you were there, but not... It was fine. I mean, we've all been there. No... I have nothing to say here because we've all been there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as far as recording goes, I think the safest way to go about it is beers. a couple of beers in, get a little socially lubricated, like I say. I don't know about you.
Socially lubricated.
Yeah, man.
It sounds like the beginning of any good orgy.
Well, and
orgy.
Like, you know what's weird though is that like I've been in like performing situations since I was a small kid, but I have always had
as opposed to a large kid.
You know what I mean?
Give me a beer.
But I've always had terrible stage fright. I have terrible stage fright.
I could still tell sometimes when we're getting ready to record for this podcast, you still get a little nervous.
I do. I have terrible stage fright, but like once I get out in front of it,
hold on, beer opening.
Oh.
There it is.
But like once I get out there and I do it, then I'm fine. Like same thing with singing, like in front of a crowd. I get really nervous ahead of time, but then once I'm there in front of the thing, then everything else melts away and I'm fine. But just that initial like gear up to it is where I get nervous. Because I feel like, oh shit, what if I fuck up? What if my voice cracks? Or what if I sound stupid? Or what if I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about? Or like what if I miss a word? Or, all those things just because I'm over analytic about myself in that way with music or, things along
that makes
those
sense.
roads. But you'd think like growing up around it, it would just be like second thought and you wouldn't even pay attention to anything like that. But I don't know, maybe because I did grow up around it, I have more thought about it so that I'm more analytical about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might judge yourself a little bit harder.
Probably, I know it's so corny, but they always say you're your own worst critic.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, so I mean, in that faction, that's probably me to a T.
Well,
but
I'm always in your shadow as far as talent goes because you have a lot of talent in a lot of different aspects, and there's certain things
Oh, wait, like this? I just did that with my mouth.
Just so you know,
I made a fart noise with my mouth.
Bree just did a wooden chair fart, and it sounded like the real thing.
Oh yeah, I'm real good at fart noises.
Yeah, that's one of her best talents.
Oh, there's another one for you.
If only you could make money from that.
Ah, jeez. What if I recorded and sold like stock fart noises, like to a voiceover company? Is that a thing? Can I do that? Because if that's true...
Do you have to make them with your mouth, or can you actually make real farts?
I don't know. Oh my god, did I just open up a something? Because they use fart noises in like movies and shows and shit all the time.
Oh, there's so many farts in so many movies.
Right. What if I sold my fart noises? What if I could make a business out of that?
Well, my goal is to start making a lot of chili.
Well,
a lot of chili and a lot of other spicy foods. And Bree's gonna fart, and we're gonna record it.
No, I'm not actually gonna fart. I'm gonna mouth fart.
Does it all have to be mouth fart? Can we use your real anus?
Don't ever say it like that ever. Anus.
I apologize.
Yeah, that was gross.
What else have we been? We've been up to a lot of stuff. A lot of stuffs. We've done a lot of things.
Birthdays. Our birthdays came by since we last recorded.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm. My birthday.
Took Brianna to a nice Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh God, yeah, that was phantasmo.
And Brianna took me to awesome.
It's
what would you call it?
It's a gastropub, I would say.
Well, it is a pub.
Yeah, it's burger, pizza, and beer.
Yeah.
Is what they call their specialties.
To anybody that lives in the area, we went to. I took her for her birthday to Texas de Brazil, which is a Brazilian steakhouse where they have the gauchos.
They have those all over the country, though.
Yeah, they have those all over the country, but we have ones out by us. They shave the very nice meats off. What would you call them? Skewers? Giant skewers? They're
like enormous.
They're essentially swords.
They're like like 4 foot tall meat swords.
Meat swords. Oh, I love everything about that.
Oh my God, it's just a wonderful experience. If you've never been to a Brazilian steakhouse and you do enjoy eating meat, I recommend go at least once. It's an incredible experience. But go when you are very, very, very hungry.
Yes.
Because basically what they do is they give you this little card. On one side it's green, on one side it's red. And there's just dudes walking around with these meat swords forever.
Meat swords?
And they come to your table. If your card is green
They'll
on
keep
your
coming.
table. They're going to come by every time they walk around if your card is facing up green, which means go, obviously. Okay.
I think that's how they operate, yeah.
Yeah, green means go. And then, oh, okay, her card is green means go. So they just come by, they set the fork on the table, the meat sword on the table, rather, and then they just start shaving the meat. And then you're like, okay, yep. And actually, the meat is so well prepared that they ask you how you want your meat done. Do you want it well done? Do you want it less well done?
I actually noticed this. This is actually something I noticed from the different cuts of meat. Depending on where they shave it from, on the skewer is
where it's well done,
from
less
how
well done.
close it was to the flame.
Right.
So if you want it rare as we do,
it's farther from the flame that they cooked it.
And then you actually use those little tweezers they give you.
Yeah, they give you little, almost like...
They look like tweezers with little alligator teeth.
They look... okay,
They're tweezers.
Okay, so you know what a crab fork is, right?
Sure.
But it's like that, but tongs.
Sure.
Basically. And so, yeah.
Okay. I won't argue with you right now.
Okay, but anyway. But so they come to your table with the meat swords. And then depending on which meat they bring, they're like, okay, here, I'll slice you off whatever. What are you looking for? Rare, medium rare, well done. And then they cut it.
I don't think they have any well done there.
I don't think so either.
Because
I don't know. Maybe some of the soccer moms.
No decent steakhouse will ever have well done.
Yeah, but
I don't think they had that. They didn't have that on there. It was like medium, between medium, maybe
Medwell.
No, I don't even think so. No, it all had.
It all had beautiful pink.
A lot of pink in there,
and I loved it. It was fantastic.
I think you have the choice between medium and medium rare and just straight rare. And I said straight rare for a lot of it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was the best.
Well, I think we finally figured out our favorite one was the picanha, which is the top sirloin, where they shape it into the U.
Yeah, it's not usually shaped like that.
No, but how they skewer it.
But that's nice outside layer of fat.
Yeah.
That melts in your mouth.
Oh my gosh, it's so perfect. That was my favorite one, and they shave it so nice and thin. It's almost kind of like a...
There have been times when I've tried the vegetarian thing, and then places like this destroy that.
Well, and I tried vegetarian
too.
And also, I tried a lot. And I don't know about you, but you grew up in a super Polish household. I grew up in a super Hispanic household. There is no way for me really to replicate things that I enjoyed from my childhood without eating meat.
Well, not only that,
as far as food
outside
memories
of America,
go,
they don't know what vegan, they don't know what vegetarian is.
Well, and I forgot what
it's just food,
right?
I
forgot what we were watching, but it was we were watching something about Japan, and they're like, yeah, vegetarianism really isn't a thing here.
One of the best things I loved it, but I don't remember what documentary or what.
Yeah, it was something we were watching.
And they were talking about ordering steaks, and if you order
in Japan,
yeah.
Well-done steak is not a thing.
No, it's like a slap in the face of the chef.
Right. Well, because not only that, but the grade of beef that they provide in steakhouses there is... they take such good care.
You want it barely charred at all.
Right.
You want it basically...
And also, I was watching...
Basically bloody and mooing.
Right. And also a thing at least that I saw in Korea... a Korean show that I saw, a lot of street food is there's... Have you ever had steak tartare or carpaccio?
Yes, I've had carpaccio.
Okay, well, steak tartare, instead of the beef being so thinly sliced while it's rare, it's diced up real fine. Almost pasty.
Okay.
Almost like a salad.
Okay. Is it served, what does it serve with?
Sometimes it's served on top of greens. Sometimes it's served with a couple hard-boiled eggs.
I could do the egg thing. I don't know if I want my semi-raw or raw meat.
No, it's completely raw.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know if I want that served with greens.
But anyway, however you serve it...
I've had good cuts of meat.
Well, what I'm saying is in other cultures, it's much less taboo or weird for you to eat a piece of beef. Now, pork is one thing. You can't do that. But with beef, a good cut of beef, you can.
Well, you can eat it raw right out of the store.
Right. So,
depending on your butcher, but yeah.
Right, depending on the grade of beef, it's it's the same thing with fish. Depending on the cut of fish, you can eat it raw or you have to cook it, depending on the grade of fish. But anyway, what I was saying is getting to the what you were saying as far as Japanese culture is with rare food being a slap in the face. I saw a Korean show.
No, I said well done food being a
All right, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Sorry. But they have like some of the.
Ooh, that was a good one. Sorry.
The street food, some of the street food things that I saw in this show I was watching, they have like a little market where you can get steak tartare, and they give you can have your egg hard boiled or completely raw, and then you get your steak tartare. And they pack it on ice for you. And you can get that for lunch and then take it to go. And they put it on ice for you.
It's essentially like sushi.
Yeah, it's super cool, though, that like they pack it really nice. And it's all rubber banded together so it stays nice and cold. And
I would have no problem eating raw steak. That would not be an issue for me.
If it's a good cut of steak, if it's the right cut of steak.
No, I mean, if it's ice cold, I could eat that.
Yeah. Well, I've had plenty of carpaccio. Carpaccio is pretty damn good.
I don't think I've ever had that.
It's super, super thin shaped. Yes, you did. Like 5 minutes ago, you said you had carpaccio.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
I've had raw steak. Didn't have the chopped one.
Okay, tartare is the chopped one that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Carpaccio is the shaved one that I'm talking about.
I have had the shaved one. I've had the raw meat shaved very thinly.
That's carpaccio.
Okay, that's what I've had. I've never had the chopped one.
Okay, the chopped one is steak tartare.
Never had that, but I would never have with that either.
Well, I mean, it just depends on preference. I mean, as I get older, I have less and less pickiness with food. I mean, I really didn't have a whole lot to begin with, but as I cook more, as I want to explore food more, maybe I won't like it right away, but I'll give it a shot if I haven't had it yet. Mm-hmm. You like your grandma said, you'll never know if you like it unless you try it.
Yeah, well, my grandma's a smart woman.
What do you think? I'm going to poison you?
Yeah. That's how she always did. That's how I learned to love cauliflower. The only vegetable in my entire life. I was like maybe 7 years old. I just don't. No, I was probably like 5.
You're a small kid.
I never had it.
Right. What is this, white broccoli?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I don't want to eat it. It's garbage. She's like, what do you think, I'm going to poison you? Just try it. All it took was my grandma, who I respected very much, to tell me to just eat it. I'm not going to poison you.
Yeah.
And a little bit of ribbing, and just for me to just take a bite, and it became my favorite vegetable.
Right, yeah.
That was all it took.
Yeah.
One bite within 20 seconds.
Right, just those 2 chews. You're like, I like this.
Oh, yeah, it was good. Thanks, Grandma.
Right.
And it's funny because that existed at the same time that I was eating creamed herring with my grandpa.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was eating that fine.
Right.
Isn't
it funny?
What grosses a lot of people out.
Yeah.
That just was like a part of my childhood. It's like, oh yeah, eat that. Eat some creamed herring on on some saltine crackers.
On a cracker, yeah.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were clearly brought up very differently, but I mean, as far as culture goes, and food. But
what was your family drink? Did your family have a drink?
Like a cocktail?
Yeah.
Like an alcoholic
cocktail? Did everybody have a certain drink?
Yeah, tequila.
That's not a drink.
I told you the story about the accidental time tequila, right?
Yes, of course.
And
why don't you tell the audience?
Okay, so one time when I was growing up, me and one of my cousins were always the last ones to go to sleep during family parties.
Yes.
And all the adults would we have a very loud and hang out late family, especially when all of the family gets together.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah. I'm talking about the maternal side of my family right now.
Okay.
And this is also the music side of my family.
Okay.
So everybody be playing guitar and singing till the wee hours of the morning, including my great, very old grandmother. And so my family would stay overnight. We'd stay there for a day or two until everybody got all their bearings together, and then we'd all go home.
All right.
But one day when I was a very small kid, there was a big glass of something in the fridge that looked like apple juice. And I was...
How old are you?
Maybe 7.
Okay.
So it looked like a big glass of apple juice. And to my credit as a small kid, there was a jug of apple juice on the top shelf above it. So I was like, oh, okay.
One would assume apple juice.
So I go to grab this glass, and I was like, okay, cool. Someone just poured it and forgot about it. I start drinking it. I'm 7. Halfway through, my body, small child body, realizes this is not apple juice. It's gold tequila. And I'm just like, and luckily I was right by the sink. I start coughing, and I'm still holding the cup because I don't want to spill and clean it up and have my great-grandma yell at me for spilling.
Was she there?
Yeah, but everybody else was asleep. This was me.
Did she see that?
No, because everyone was asleep, but I'm still...
That's one thing you never told me. You never told me she never saw it.
No. So I'm sitting there... Well,
how much did you swallow?
Like a third of the cup. Because
that's a lot for a kid.
I know. So I was like... It was like first thing in the morning.
Okay,
I'm like,
what happened from there?
There, I spit most of it out. Yeah, no, I did. And I was just like in my aunt's sink in the kitchen, and then it took about 10 minutes for someone to hear me spitting and being gross. But I had put the cup next to me, and then one of my other aunts came in, and she was like, "What the hell?" And she was like, "Oh no!" And then she took me into the bathroom, and then she was just holding my back and gave me water.
So you barfed a lot more.
What? Oh yeah, I barfed a lot more after that.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't get weird or drunk or anything as a baby kid, but they helped me barf it all up.
So almost immediately.
Yeah.
All right.
But that was just a terrible
I'm surprised you don't have an issue with 1 orange apple juice and 2 tequila.
No, actually,
you have an issue with neither one of those.
I like both of those things.
Well,
maybe that was the thing.
Well, you've gotten sick and barfed from other things like seafood pasta and other stuff that have left a mark on you, but not this for some reason.
No, maybe
which
because
is weird.
Well, no, because maybe that was just so instant, and I didn't really feel sick because I just got it all in my system so fast right away. I didn't have a chance to feel that sick. Whereas the seafood thing that you're talking about, when I was in 3rd grade, and I had... It was lobster fettuccine. I remember whose house I was at. I can remember her name. It was in Batavia when we lived there. No, I'm not. But I can remember who it was and whose house I was at to this day. And I was 10. I just think it's because I got so violently sick. I'm sure we've all experienced crappy, shitty dry heaving, just to the point where your eyeballs feel dry or they're coming out of your...
including the last the last one we worked at together.
Where, Grotto?
Yeah, Grotto, and I have...
And they are closed now, so I don't give a shit.
At all, we will mention that one all you want.
Yeah.
It was a Geneva restaurant.
It was
Grotto,
downtown Geneva.
What was it called? Grotto
Italian Tapas.
Yeah. Terrible bosses, terrible employees.
Well, no, the employees weren't terrible.
A bunch of them were.
Some of them were. The management was terrible. The food...
They were stealing from everybody.
It was your basic story of a large family opening a restaurant. Dad wants all the money, gives his daughter a restaurant, and he's still stealing money from everybody.
Well,
and so then she's an asshole too.
All your credit card tips, everybody's credit card tips just disappeared to pay for quote-unquote taxes. That was a little dirty.
Oh, it was very dirty.
If all your tips that night were credit card tips, you just never saw them again.
Yeah, right. And then they would go on my check and then get taxed. And then, somehow magically, all my tips got taxed away. And
you had a tax scale that I've never seen in my life.
Yeah. It would magically fluctuate how much I got taxed.
I'm gonna pee. Would you like to keep talking? Well, either way, this is all being recorded, so tell me what you want me to do.
Well, why don't we just go 1, 2, 3.
All right, I'm gonna pee now.
Hey! Ow!
I think we're back now.
Yeah, we're back. Hold on, we got a beer opening.
No! We were talking about the last restaurant I worked in, I think.
Well, that was the last restaurant I worked at in Geneva. I worked at restaurants since then.
Well, yeah.
But,
the last one I actually worked in back of the house.
Yeah. But you still worked in kitchens since then. You worked at, a large catering, well...
Yeah, production chef.
Yeah, production. And that's,
yeah, but it was terrible. But the last one, the terrible one.
The one before that we worked at.
Yeah. The Grotto.
Yeah, we can say that now because they are no longer in existence.
They're fruity de mar. The last little present to me was food poisoning.
And I also got food poisoning from spinach.
And the thing about food poisoning is it's not really like so much about shitting a lot or barfing a lot.
No, it's like a super pinchy pain.
It's like you're getting stabbed.
Right, it's like super pinchy pain in your stomach. And you just roll around in pain like just guttural pain.
Like there are several foodborne illnesses, but the main one, when you get actual food poisoning, and most often, a lot of people don't realize that it's actually from greens more than it's actually from
that's
meat.
what I got sick from.
Yeah, you got from a salad.
From a goddamn salad.
See? See, vegans? See what you do? But anyway,
you get food poisoning from goddamn near anything.
Yeah, it's from food that's not stored properly.
Right,
it's from food that's not prepared
wasn't stored properly. It wasn't prepared. It wasn't handled properly.
Yeah.
All of the above. You can get food poisoning from damn near anything.
But the most common thing is usually from greens, especially spinach. Mm-hmm. That's usually how people get the most sick. It's not pork. It's not chicken.
I got really sick.
Like people are always freaking out about what is it?
Like chicken and
no. What's the disease everybody's always freaking out about that nobody ever gets?
E. coli?
No.
Well, I don't know.
I'm having a brain fart right now. What is it?
Your brain farts a lot. I don't know.
My brain does fart a lot. Not E. coli. No, the main one that everybody always freaks out about that never actually happens.
All I can think of is E. coli.
No, that. What am I trying to think of? This is gonna be different.
Well, Dan, get your life together.
Are you gonna Google something?
All right, fine. I'll Google something. What am I Googling even?
No. What do you get from? It's like raw chicken and raw pork. They always say you're gonna get blah blah. Blank.
Pretty sure it's E. coli.
No, it's not E. coli. It's not the one that everybody says.
Raw food diseases. God damn you, Google. Dan, talk while I Google this.
I'm gonna talk while she Googles. No, but there's. What the hell? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Rhymes with vanilla.
Oh. Crap. I knew it until you said that.
Yeah. This is what alcohol does to you kids. So if there's ever been an advertisement to stop drinking and what it does to your brain, this will be it.
Mew, mew, mew,
vanilla
mew.
poisoning. What the hell is it? I'm having the hugest brain fur right now. Come on.
Don't come on me.
No, not you. I'm just saying in my brain. I'm talking my brain right
now.
Salmonella!
Salmonella! I didn't even have to Google it. It finally just dawned on my brain. That's mostly a chicken one.
Yes. But you can get it from seafood. You can salmonella from chicken, but you can't get chicken manella from salmon.
Dude, wouldn't that be cool?
That's funny.
Good job.
Yeah.
You know how there's Coachella?
Oh, no.
Wouldn't there be a cool, like festival, but it's called Salmonella and it's just a bunch of fish dancing around?
Yes. Salmonella is actually most commonly caught from, like, spinach and shit.
Yeah. They are tiny organisms caught in the GI tract.
Well, thank God for Google.
No, seriously, I was about to Google what that was, and my phone was taking 7 years, and I finally remembered. You were like, wait. He said it rhymes with vanilla, and then it dawned on me, and I was like,
yes.
vanilla!
Yes.
I got really excited because I remembered.
You win the prize.
Whee!
I think we both won the prize on that one. That was terrible.
Oh,
and both from the same restaurant.
Yeah, same restaurant.
And you wonder why they're closed now.
Well, they clearly had to be paying off the food inspector.
We know when all the employees' credit card tips disappeared and she had paycheck roll.
There was a whole lot.
She had payroll checks for her family that didn't work there.
Right. No, there was just
yeah.
Everything was wrong there. And if any of them ever somehow hear this and try and come for me for libel, it's not, because it's true. So all of you can eat all the dicks.
All the dicks.
Not only that,
there's a lot of shitty restaurants out there.
Remember, like, okay, but here's the thing: is like, if you own a restaurant, you need to provide good, proper food for someone that is safe for human consumption.
That's their first mistake.
That's something that they didn't actually do.
No.
When I worked there, and I was like, not quite management yet, but I was one of the main bartenders and one of the head server trainers. I would go in there on the daily and be like, well, this needs to get thrown out. This needs to get thrown out. This needs to get thrown out. What are you doing here? I was off for 2 days.
Yeah. I remember when you got freaked out because somebody in there served something that smelled so bad. It smelled so bad it made you gag.
Yeah.
And they were serving that to customers.
No, literally, like somebody had just served said pasta and soup to a table, and then I came in to work.
Said pasta.
I opened it up, and I was like, oh my god, this is bad. Yeah. This is really bad. You cannot serve this to people. And yet it had already gone to a table. And nobody stopped it. I was like, no, take this, throw this the fuck out. What are you doing? You're going to make people sick.
Yeah.
And, like, bad on that person who, like, do you not have nasals? Do you not have...
I don't think the server understood that.
The pasta, like, there were black spots on the pasta when I went in there and found it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you can't do that. No. People can't eat this. Well, I don't know.
That's why it's shut down now.
Well, yeah. But it's also
That's probably not even why it shut down. They were thieves.
They were thieves, and they were evading taxes, all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So bad on that family for doing whatever the hell they were doing. I mean, well, remember when I got hurt really bad when the wine glass hurt me?
When you got stabbed through the palm, yeah. Let's not get too graphic on that one.
Well, no, but I got hurt really bad on the job, and they're like, do you want to go to the hospital, or do you have insurance, or do you just want to wait here and wait for my dad to come in? I was like, no, I'm like about to bleed out, dying.
Alright. That's enough about that.
Yeah, definitely. But, long story short, it's bittersweet getting out of the restaurant business. When you find a good restaurant to work for, it is a happy thing.
They're few and far between, though.
They are very few and far between. I think even still to this day, my only super happy, enjoyable experience as a server/bartender was at a corporate barbecue restaurant.
Yeah. I agree. I worked there too. And it was fun.
It was fun. At least at that point in time, the people who worked there with us...
They recognized your talent right away and they made you a corporate server.
They did. And then, I made one mistake. I was
We
19.
just both happened to be very young.
Right.
And,
I was 19. I made one mistake.
We fucked that up.
And I screwed it up, and I I still to this day, 11 years later, feel the effects of what I might have been at that point.
But you know what? Both of us have decent jobs now.
True. I'm not saying, everything happens for a reason. One door closes, another one opens. I'm an optimistic person.
You have a decent job now, and you...
I do. I've helped a lot of people recently in my family and friends who...
And not only that, but you have coworkers that you love.
I do. I do love my coworkers to the nth degree. I would do a lot for my coworkers.
Right.
And I know that if push came to shove, they'd do the same for me, and I know you feel the same way about yours.
I just farted.
Did you just fart?
If that was not audible for people, I just farted so bad.
He just went... Brrr.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like now as I grow older, I feel so much more and more, not disconnect, but space between a lot of people because everybody has their own goings on.
Mm.
When you're younger, nobody has anything happening.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to do all the things together.
Yeah.
As you get older, you've got your agenda. You've got your work. I've got my agenda. I've got my work. I've got other things outside of that I need to work on. Blah, blah, blah. It's very hard to nail all that down as you get older. But it's good when you can nail down and recognize those handful of few people who will be there, like, as you go through this with yourself and, like, realize who you are as an adult. And at the same time, it's good for you to...
It's also a good time for some of those people when you can connect with those people, when they can get shit-faced with you and act a fucking fool.
Right. Not only that, but that being said, I think we have pretty much ostracized all of the I'm only here to party people out of our lives. Because there was a very, very long time early on in our earlier lives that we were just like, yeah, house is open, we're partying. And then people would just be like, okay, well, who's there? And then be like, I don't know, we are, and other people might be coming, I don't know. I don't have an exact count. Oh, okay. Do you guys have beer?
Oh, that situation, yeah.
Do you have beer? Yeah, we have some. I mean, you probably might bring some. Oh, okay. Oh, alright, well, I don't know if I'm going to be over. Like, just those people who are just fishing for a free booze party.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure...
I know that you and I both make a decent amount of money.
Well, not only that, but, like, I just want to ostracize all of... Like, just get out of my life. Like, if that's all you're about now, if you're just fishing for a place to hang out and party for free booze, I have nothing to do with you. Not to say that we have never been there, because we have been those people at one point or another in our lives. In our very, very early lives. That was like, okay, maybe, when I was 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
When I was poor. Other than that, and, like living in my car, like that was one thing. However, I'm almost 30 now. You're over 30 now. It's a time where, like, I want to feel comfortable in my home. I don't need that extra, like, background radar of, like, man, is this guy gonna, like, steal some shit from my house? I don't need to know people like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure we've done a good job of, like, weeding all of those out.
Yeah.
In the last few years.
We had a few friends recently that wanted to come over and hang out, and then all of a sudden, as soon as we said, hey, bring your own booze because, we're not rich and we're not supplying booze anymore, they flaked out on us.
Yeah. And that's really shitty on that person.
And...
you know what? If
we're
that's
also
the case,
going to do our best to weed those kind of people out.
Right. If that's the case, booze isn't the bottom line. If you're just looking somewhere for
booze is a good social lubrication.
Right. I love that word because it really is. Sometimes all of us have a little bit of anxiety. I know I do. I know you do. And sometimes something like a couple of beers will, pull that guard down a little bit, and then I can speak freely a little bit better. Not too far, or not being anything weird, but it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable in saying what I wanted to say instead of just thinking it and then just clamming up, so to speak. However, if you're just being my friend to wait for the time when I'm having a party, which we don't do often anymore.
No.
But if you're just waiting for that and then, all of a sudden you're my friend because you see we're having a party and you want to, join in on the fun, but I haven't talked to you in 2 years. In the last, 3 years, I've tried to contact you, but you don't want to reciprocate?
Yeah.
No, you're not actually a friend. You're just somebody looking for an opportunity, and I don't find that as friendship.
Well, look at our party. For anybody that doesn't know, we're about to have a birthday party. It's been both Brianna and my birthday party.
This month.
And also the 1 year anniversary of us having our own place again.
Yeah, so it's like a triple something party.
We bought a taco bar. We spent $200.
We spent enough money on food.
Yeah.
We spent a good amount on booze. But
I feel really good about the people that are coming over. At least most of the people that are coming over.
Right. And I will honestly say that there were times in our previous, social gatherings, quote unquote, where I was very worried about what was going to happen. Like, who was going to fly off the handle? Who was going to cause a problem? Who was going to do this? Who was going to do that? This time around, it's been a few years. I'm pretty sure we weeded all of those a-holes out of our life, and that none of that is an issue right now.
I agree.
Like, unfortunately, at our wedding, we had a lot of unstables.
Yeah, our wedding was shit, honestly.
Our wedding was not shit.
I would trade all my best men except for one. All my not best men, all my groomsmen.
All I'm saying is that at that point in time, we were young. We were on a very insanely tight budget.
We got married. No, we weren't that young. That was only a couple years ago.
It's true, but we were younger. And since then, since that time, we've learned a lot.
We've had my groomsmen, a good portion of them, at least half, decided to go off and become skinheads. That's weird.
2 of them, at least.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird.
That's weird.
Well, sometimes people have a midlife crisis and buy a sports car.
I guess some people buy a PT Cruiser, and some people become skinheads.
Everybody deals with midlife a different way, I guess. Some people buy a sports car. Some people decide to change their identity.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? However, I will say, at one point, we already talked about this, that we're gonna redo it.
Yeah.
At a pinnacle anniversary of ours.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna be people that
we're gonna get remarried, renew our vows, and do it the way we actually want to do it, instead of just scurrying to do it. I'm not saying that it wasn't great, and I'm not saying that it wasn't beautiful, and I loved every part of it.
Yeah.
But
we had a Deborah Zeman.
I wasn't gonna use any names, but
I will for that one. She'll never hear this.
True, but regardless,
we had a stepmom.
We did have a stepmom situation. Yeah. We had a stepmom who wanted to
make it about her.
Well, she decided that she was the event coordinator, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then didn't do it so right.
No.
I'm not a picky person. I only wanted a handful of things be the way I wanted it to be. And none of those things happened.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about the
not
personal
even
relationships and all that shit.
Man,
I do want to mention one thing before we end. Evidently, we're passing the 45-minute mark.
No, we're not yet. Well, we're getting close.
But I do want to talk about Battleborn.
Oh. Yeah.
I just played the Battleborn beta, which is the newest game from Gearbox.
Yeah.
And
with like 800,000 characters.
No, there's a bunch. And I know a lot of people are comparing it to Overwatch. I'm not exactly sure what Blizzard is doing with Overwatch, but I can tell you this, that Battleborn is very similar in certain aspects to Borderlands, but at the same time, it has a different leveling scale, and
I like that.
As so many playable characters.
Yeah, that's super cool.
It has a little bit of a
what?
What was I going to say? I was going to say something pertinent.
It's cool that, like... Well, at first I thought it was kind of weird that...
I think the only reason that the people are comparing it to Overwatch is because of the art style.
I can see that.
That's the only reason, because they have similar art styles.
Well, no, what I was going to say is that I have never played a game where... Well, I mean, aside from, like, what you were saying is, like... Well, at least in the beta... everything changes from mission to mission. Like, nothing carries over aside from your outside profile. You were trying to explain it to me the other day.
There's some roguelike elements. There's
right.
Some, you actually have lives. Like, you can only die so many times.
Right, yeah. So that's super intriguing. Like, you have to get good at it.
There's some Diablo abilities, like Diablo things that remind me of Diablo. I don't know why, but
that's what the game I've been playing is super reminded me of.
Like different
Onigiri, by the way, anyone who's listening, that's what I've been playing.
Nobody cares about the game.
I know, but I just wanted to throw it out there.
But I really think that once the game comes out, it will separate itself from what Overwatch is. I know all the fanboys are like, the same art style is just Overwatch.
Well,
I understand that everybody loves Blizzard. But Gearbox has always made consistent good games.
That is true.
Well, actually not consistent good games, because they made Aliens Colonial Marines.
Oh,
Never mind! Forget what I said there previously.
Okay, but a lot of
this
good games
has a lot of Borderlands in it, but it also has a lot of elements from...
Well, so then they're going to have an enormous audience of people who like Borderlands.
But there's a big hate train already.
Why?
Because the art style is similar to Overwatch.
Okay, well then why can't everybody
Same
just
thing, there's a huge hate train with Doom now. Why? Doom might get delayed just because the entire beta, everybody hated it, I guess.
That's so dumb.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was great, too.
I thought it was fast-paced, but everybody said it's too much like Call of Duty, which...
Completely not true.
Yeah, it was...
It's absolutely not like that.
But this is what happens when the internet goes on a tirade.
Well, right. It's all those fucking internet fuckboys.
We're all internet fuckboys in one way or another.
I'm not an internet fuckboy.
But... this is what happens with the sheeple mentality.
Well, oh my god, it's so... Okay, when it's great and the sheeple mentality goes together and then the developer, whoever, listens and they're like, oh yeah, here you go.
But there was one thing that
have everything that you want.
There is one thing that did kind of miff me about Doom.
Okay, and what was that?
Doom has never been about multiplayer.
We already talked about this.
Ever.
Right. We wanted it to focus on the campaign.
Both their closed beta and
was all focused on multiplayer.
Right.
The alpha and the beta were both.
Whereas Doom has always been single player
campaign.
Quake was the multiplayer.
Right. Yeah.
So I can understand why a lot of people are miffed, but I did play the multiplayer. I thought it was very fluid. I thought the controls were awesome.
In Doom?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah,
they were good.
I thought they were great. I really liked Okay, so okay.
People are complaining about limited weapons. Yeah, because you earn the weapons. What people wanted was weapon placement throughout the map, like the original Doom.
Where you go pick them up?
Yeah, you find them.
Right.
Which I kind of agree with, in a way.
Yeah.
Because the original Doom like, if there was... But that's Quake, right there.
Yeah, definitely.
We're talking about different games.
Those are two games that are kind of paralleled, and sometimes
people forget what games they're complaining about.
Exactly, yeah. Because both of those games have similar parallels, but then sometimes...
When they remake Quake, then complain about that.
Right.
But at the same time, a lot of people are like, why the fuck did Doom make their beta multiplayer? Instead of just giving an example of the storyline.
Right. Well, they want people to play it.
Well, they're trying to attract more audience.
Audience.
Well, what I loved about Wolfenstein, Wolfenstein was the same developer.
Who was talking about that? There's somebody we
Same developer, everybody. It was Bethesda and did Wolfenstein.
Speaking of which, maybe we should talk.
Fantastic.
Maybe we should talk.
That game, even the add-on, even the old blood.
What, Wolfenstein?
Yeah, it was all great. That couldn't have been a better old school shooter. I know it didn't get the best reviews.
Did you ever talk to our one friend about that?
Yeah. He's going to be on this podcast soon.
Okay, yeah, good. I can't reveal anything yet, but we do have a friend who is coming.
Yes, we might.
With some inside situational conversation. Bop. Man, we really need to just start. Like, we have 100 million. Okay, not 100 million. But we have hundreds of games that we've not even ever touched. Just because we've been gifted and come upon so many games.
Uh-huh.
We just need to try and play them.
That's true.
I wish we had capture everything. Like, capture software for everything on this in the game room.
I don't know the money for that.
What?
I don't have the money for that.
Well, not yet. I'm just saying at some point. Because then we can just go down the line and capture like an hour at least of all of these. You know how many episodes?
We're just playing them and talking about them. That'd be fun.
Yeah, but I think it's important for people to see what we're actually doing. At the same time. At least for now. We got to get this talky dumb shit off the ground. And then
talky dumb shit.
Talky dumb shit. Oh, don't get all butthurt.
No, I'm not butthurt at all. But at the same note, in talky dumb shit, I think this is Dan signing off. And, Brianna, you want to say bye?
Bye.
And we are going to stop now.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, are you going to do it or no?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Lucas.
Press stop.
Alright, I will do that.
Do it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.